Well, you bought the NZXT H510 when it first came out, and you realized just how hot your PC gets when gaming. You need something different, but not something everyone else has like the Lee, Fractal, or Corsair, and looking for something a little more unique and out there. Well, I might have found it. This is the Vetroo AL-MESH-7C. You might have seen Vetroo featured on many different reviews with their Vetroo V5 PC cooler, which I also happen to have before I made this review. This is a mid-tower case, though I would consider this more of a micro ATX case rather than a mid because, well, good luck fitting a bigger motherboard in there. The unique thing about this case is that it places the power supply in the front. I'm not sure if it's because I haven't seen enough PC cases, but I haven't seen this done before yet, so it piqued my interest immediately. I also really liked the small form factor and all white design, so I was super eager to try this out. However, something major happened that you need to hear. Regardless though, I still really like this case, despite its flaws, so stick around and see exactly what that was. In the box, you don't get much. The case, a single fan for exhaust, and all the little screws in a baggie. I only got 4 zip ties, so I'm kinda sad because this ain't enough, chief. Time for a peel. In order to get into the case, the top piece has a screw in the back, then the lid just pulls off. The glass and side panels slide up and over. It has these little rivets that sits in it just to keep it from falling off if you look closely here. On the top and bottom of the case, you have enough room to fit 3 120mm fans, or 2 140mm fans, or up to a 360mm radiator. Top and bottom, mind you, so that's pretty sweet. It can fit a max length GPU of 325mm, so if you had one of the Founders Editions of RTX 4090s, it could technically fit, but man, you would be squeezing it in there. And there's no vertical GPU bracket, so good luck. It can fit up to an ATX motherboard, 2 SSDs on the back, and a 180mm power supply. Though again, I did comment saying that I don't know if a bigger motherboard fit in here if you have all the fans installed at the bottom, but I could be wrong. Just my note. Here in the front is where the power supply sits, and it has an extension cable that goes into the top and feeds out the back to the case to plug in the power. Overall, the style of the case is really nice. It has a mesh front, bottom and top, with only the bottom, which is intended to be your intake, having a magnetic dust filter. The front panel uses these ball snaps to keep it together and provide easy, quick access to the switch on top. I really liked how all 3 pieces came off, making installation of most of the components a breeze. There is no option for vertically mounting your GPU once again, though it seems as if they left this part mostly out by leaving this welded to the case, these holes here. One aspect I really don't like about the case is this metal piece here next to the front. I feel like they should shove like some screen or design here or something that would make it look nicer. I think it's kind of a missed opportunity. I might try and mod this in a future video. Cable management looks decent, but since my power supply isn't modular, meaning I can't take any of the unnecessary cables off, I'm a little worried I'm gonna have a tough time. In my NZXT 510, I could at least shove all the unwanted cables underneath, but I don't get that option here, so really wish me luck. There are plenty of nice holes at the bottom for cable managing your fans and at the top as well, and in the middle there's plenty of holes there too. So let's start with installing the fans first. Now since this only came with 1 single fan, I had to pick some more up. Based on a little bit of research, I found these fans by Asiahorse. Yes, super lame name, but these fans seem to perform nicely. Come with RGB and a fan hub for only about 50 bucks in a bundle of 5. A super killer deal. They aren't super loud, support PWM, and any RGB management or RGB sync applications work just fine. So we're going to install 3 at the bottom for maximum intake and 2 up top for exhaust since we already have the Vetroo fan in the back. Now that we have all those installed, it's time to say goodbye to the NZXT 510. You've served me okay for the last year, buddy. Not great, just okay. And as you can see, my cable management game has never been good, so here you go, haters. Also, if you want a super tip about removing zip ties, fabric shears. These things are indestructible and only need the very tips to cut really anything, so you can be very precise in your cuts. I've had these for 5+ years and they look and act brand new. Now for all the hate the H510 got, it was still a pretty good case overall. Nice design, nice cable management ability, nice features, but it was just so hot. It really was an unfortunate situation. I really don't like the NZXT flow either. It's very ugly. However, the newest case is super dope. I think it's the N7 or something like that. Anyway, now that everything's taken out, we get to put all the parts on a new PC case. Placing the motherboard was a super breeze. The power supply even more easy, but the biggest struggle was the cable management since there really is no spot to hide all these annoying cables, so I really had to shove them in there and squish it with a back cover. Oh well, not my problem. The front spot offers no way to hide your cables since it could block the bottom fans. I really think there should be some kind of block or catch that would let you hang those cables there more efficiently. Again, if you had a modular power supply, this probably wouldn't be an issue for you. Alright, let's get into what went wrong. When trying to daisy chain the case fan RGB, CPU fan RGB to the ARGB header on my motherboard, heard a spark, then a small smell. Now the RGB no longer works at all in both of these fans. I even tested this using several other fans in my collection and they all worked fine. Not sure why this occurred, but now I'm left with the CPU fan and back case fan with 0 RGB, so it kind of ruined the look. Thankfully, these are super easy to replace and extremely cheap. It's just an unfortunate situation though. I reached out to Vetroo and did report my findings. So I played some Cyberpunk 2077 and Call of Duty that night and tested out the temps. Thank goodness they were great. Where NZXT would hit 80 to 85 degree temps internally, this kept all my components no hotter than 73 degrees. And for all airflow components, that's pretty good. So I'm really satisfied with it. You can also see how nice this PC case is at night. It has all the front panel connectors in the front rather than just the top, and holds the sound in pretty well. You can feel how cool it is at the bottom and just the amount of heat it's pumping out of the top. So really, I've been asking myself, why is no one buying this case? It comes up in almost immediately on Amazon searches, but maybe it's the front PSU that is throwing some folks for a loop. I want to hear down in the comments why you might buy this case or not. I'm really curious why people seem to have skipped this quite a few times. Alright guys, thanks for watching Lucky Strike Tech. Let me know what you thought of this video and leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.